Okay.
Could you hear that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I'm waiting for Marcy and Claudia to join the meeting. They should be joining shortly.
I'm curious, does anybody know? In California, if you make a recording over the phone lines, both parties are supposed to know that it's being recorded. Does that apply to Zoom?
I believe it's video and a phone call.
Well, you could, you know, they've said it applies to anything over the phone lines, literally. So if you use a phone exchange, right, like FaceTime sometimes does, you're supposed to inform both parties that it's being recorded. Otherwise, it's illegal. So I'm wondering what the rules are for something like Zoom.
I mean, if it's a public meeting, right, that doesn't apply to that. But if you're having a one-on-one private conversation, then I don't know what
I mean,
line gets
I'm
crossed.
just curious, and that was triggered by the voice coming on saying you are being recorded. Did anybody else hear that?
Yes.
No?
I'm wondering
No,
if disclosure would be good, just to be covered. You know, when you make your
That's the
presentation at the
first-
beginning.
That's the first time
It
I
does say-
hear this recording.
It does say we broadcast on channel 28, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that would
It
imply you're
just-
being recorded.
I think they did an update to Zoom about 2 weeks ago because I've noticed that every time I join a Zoom live meeting that's being recorded, it just pops and says that at the beginning. Just FYI.
And you're a little fuzzy, Maya. It's like there's mist in the room or something, or is that just me? Does everybody else see it?
Let me see if my camera is messed up.
And I see Claudia join the meeting. Hi, Claudia. I'm waiting on Marcy to join so I can promote you to interpreters.
Maybe it's just me, but
Oh, it's better now, Maya.
I think it was the light. The desk
Okay.
lamp was shading things. Better.
better.
And I will let you know, Chair Pons, once the second interpreter joins the meeting so we can
I still got 2 minutes to 6.
Sorry.
Does anybody know if Autumn's going to be joining us?
She will. I had contact with her today.
Okay. Well, I hope I don't drop out again like I did last month, but we'll see.
Claudia, the Spanish interpreter. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Claudia.
Hi, good evening. I was just texting Marcy. She's having some computer issues. I am not sure if you want to go ahead and promote me, and maybe when she is on, then she can join the Spanish channel.
Yes, I'm not sure how that would work, but Oh, I think
Oh,
she's,
she's on.
oh, I think she's
I
on.
see her.
Okay, let me promote both of you.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Hi, Autumn.
Hello, this is Marcy.
Hi, Marcy. I'm promoting both you and Claudia right now.
Okay, thank you.
How are we doing on time, Zinnia?
It's 6:01, Chair Pont, but let me just promote the interpreters and I will let you know we can start the meeting. It looks like I'm having some technical difficulties on my end promoting them. If you would just allow me a couple of minutes to resolve the issue.
Sure.
Thank you. Chair Pont, we can begin the meeting now. Thank you for waiting.
Thank you all for attending the June 1st, 2021 meeting of the St. Helena Planning Commission. There's a blurb here we need to go through before we get started. In accordance with Executive Order N2920 and guidance from the California Department of Public Health on gatherings, remote public participation is allowed. We'll address the order in the following ways. Members of the public may not physically attend meetings. The Planning Commission meeting will be live streamed on Comcast Channel 28 and on the city's website, barring technical difficulties. Those members of the public wishing to participate must do so remotely via Zoom electronic meetings in the following ways. Either by logging onto the Zoom link located on the meeting agenda, please download the app to your computer or mobile device and enter the meeting ID, or by calling a listed number and entering the meeting ID. Public comment for Planning Commission meetings will be accepted via email to publiccomments@cityofsthelena.org. All public comments must be emailed by 4 p.m. prior to the meeting. Emailed public comments will not be read out loud, but will be publicly available and attached to the online Planning Commission agenda. Ms. Gamero, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do, Chair Pont. Let me go ahead and share my screen for additional information. Okay, and for members of the public who wish to participate in public comment via phone, you can dial 669-900-6833. At the prompt, you can enter the meeting ID 831-2664-5405. Press pound And during the public comments, you can press *9 to speak. Additionally, tonight's meeting will have live Spanish interpretation. To access the interpretation, you will need to use the Zoom application from either your cell phone, tablet, or computer. Instructions on how to use the Zoom app are listed in English and Spanish on the agenda posted on the city's website. Once you join the meeting from the Zoom application, you will see a small globe at the bottom or top of the screen. You can click the globe and you'll be able to access the live interpretation. Marcy and Claudia are our interpreters for this evening. And thank you, Chair Pont.
Thank you, Ms. Gamero. Commissioner Anderson, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I don't do this well. And for the republic for which it serves, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry.
Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Ms. Gamero, will you take the roll, please?
Commissioner Anderson,
Here.
Commissioner Segura,
Here,
Commissioner Rothfeld,
Here.
Vice Chair Hale,
Here.
and Chair Pont.
Here. Thank you. So that puts us to item 3, which is public forum. This is an opportunity for the public to address the commission on items of interest to the public that are not listed on the agenda. Because of the restrictions imposed by the Brown Act, the commission may not engage in discussion nor take action on matters not described on the agenda. Ms. Gamero, do we have anybody who wishes to speak?
We do not have any members of the public who wish to speak at the moment.
All right, and we'll move on to consent items. Members of the commission or the public may ask that any items be considered individually for purposes of considering alternative action, for extended discussion, or for public comment. Unless that is done, one motion may be used to adopt all recommended actions. And we only have approval of the meetings of May 18th, 2021 on the consent calendar for tonight. Is there any members of the commission that wish to pull that item for further consideration? No. Ms. Gamero, is there any members of the public who seem to wish to have that item pulled?
No members of the public have their hand raised.
All right. Then seems like it's the place for a motion if somebody cares to make one. Commissioner Segura.
I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the May 18th meeting as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Ms. Gamero, will you count the votes, please?
Commissioner Segura,
Yes,
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rothfeld,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hale,
Yes.
and Chair Pont.
Yes. That takes us to item 5 and 5.1 of our public hearing for tonight. A request by John Palmer for adoption of a resolution recommending a tentative parcel map approval to accommodate subdivision of an existing 2.23 acre parcel into 2 separate parcels located at 1780 Dean York Lane in a low density 1 acre zoning district. I will open the public hearing. And at this time, if there are any commissioners that had ex parte contact or activities on this item, this would be the place to fess up. Hearing none, that brings us to the staff report. Director DeRosa, who is doing this one?
That would be Ms. Power, who is the project manager for this. And so she can go forward with her presentation. Thanks.
Very good.
Bear with me just a moment while I share my screen. All right. There we are. It's a fairly straightforward request, so hopefully I won't take up too much of your time tonight. This is a request for a subdivision of an existing parcel located at 1780 Dean York Lane. The general plan district there is low density residential, and the zoning district is low density 1 acre minimum LR1A. This is also located within the urban limit line. The request is to subdivide an existing 2.23 acre parcel into 2 separate legal parcels. Parcel 1 proposes a 1 acre parcel, and the second parcel would create a 1.23 acre parcel that has an existing residence and accessory structures. I realize that with all of the topo lines, this map is probably a little bit difficult to read at this scale, but I'll do my best to kind of point out what we're looking here. So the solid black line that you can see here, this kind of irregular shape, that is the existing parcel line. And then we have a dashed line down the sort of diagonally down the middle here, which would create 2 separate parcels. Parcel 1 would be the 1 acre parcel that doesn't have any existing structures, no amenities, and no existing utilities on this parcel currently. Parcel 2 would be created as a 1.23 acre parcel, and that contains an existing 3,432 square foot single family residence, and also a small 490 square foot covered structure and 96 square foot shed at the rear of the property here. Both parcels would have access to Dean York Lane. And though parcel 1 doesn't currently have existing utilities, it does have the ability to connect to the utilities that run through Dean York Lane. There's a little bit of a slope on the back of what would now be parcel 2, but otherwise the parcels themselves have about an average slope of I think it's roughly 3 to 5%, depending on where you're at on the property. I just wanted to add a short point of clarification. On page 14 of the agenda packet, under the zoning heading, in the second paragraph, there's a statement that parcel 2 which contains the existing structures, meets the development standards established in 17.36.060, of the St. Helena Municipal Code, including setbacks, lot coverage, and FAR. A little bit of a clarification there, because those existing structures there do have non-conforming rear setbacks, but the rear property line is not being impacted by the request to split this parcel. So what will replace that sentence with is the proposed subdivision will not create nonconformities inconsistent with the development standards established in section 17.36.060 of the St. Helena Municipal Code, which do not already exist, including setbacks, coverage, and FAR. The rear setbacks of the existing home and accessory structure are non-conforming, but will not be impacted by the proposed subdivision. All setbacks that will be impacted by the subdivision are consistent with the established development standards of the SHMC. And that concludes my my presentation, as there's no development proposed with this request. So our recommendation tonight is that the Planning Commission determine that the project is exempt from the requirements of CEQA pursuant to section 15315 as a class 15 minor land divisions categorical exemption, and further find that the proposed project is within is within the scope of findings and analysis of the 2040 general plan update and zoning code, whereby the allowances for such a proposed subdivision are expressly identified and permissible. And 2, accept the required findings and adopt a resolution recommending approval of the requested tentative parcel map to the city council. And we do have the property owners and property engineer, the project engineer available for questions. And so I will open it up to the planning commissioners for questioning.
Thank you, Ms. Power. Is there any questions of staff this evening? I don't see any. Excuse me, on the screen share view, I can't see all 5 of you at once. So there we go. No questions of staff this evening? All right. Then this would be the time for the project proponents to speak. If you have something you wish to bring to our attention, please do so.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Planning Commission. My name is John Webb. I'm with Albion Surveys in St. Helena. I am here on behalf of the property owners tonight. I prepared the application before you, and it's a pretty, I think, simple project, straightforward. Fits well within the city's infill requirements, and we're not asking for any variances or any exceptions. So at this point, I'll be brief because it might be a early evening for everybody. So, but I'm here for any questions or comments. And before I mute myself, I want to thank staff, Chantel and Zinnia, for all their help and all their efforts. They, in my 30 years or so in St. Helena, this has by far been one of the most straightforward, well-processed applications I've worked on. So compliments to the staff.
Well, I'll thank you for your consideration in their stead. It's nice to hear the applicant or a member of the public actually approve work the staff has done rather than fight against it. Are there any questions for Mr. Webb from the commission? I do not see any. No, all right. Well, this would be the time for members of the public who either support or oppose the project to speak on it. Ms. Gamero, is there any activity?
Gonna give it a couple seconds here to see if any members of the public wish to speak. I do not see any hands raised, Chair Pont.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to bring it back for the to the commission for discussion by closing the public hearing. Any member of the commission want to start the ball rolling on this one? Commissioner Segura.
On the division, there will be one empty lot as I understand it.
Yes.
And if any construction is going to go up and appear before us for approval for potential new construction in the future, a new application will be submitted, right? Requesting.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
But as it
Yes.
stands, it's good. I mean, we don't go through that as of yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no current application for development at this time.
Okay, great.
Any, yes, Commissioner Anderson.
Just on that point, also a new application would be submitted, but also because they would need fresh hookups for city water and everything like that, the construction would be postponed until after we're out of the water shortage, correct?
Yes, if you're still in the water emergency, whichever phase, at the time that an application is submitted, that's correct. We would have to wait for that time to pass.
Okay.
Any more questions or concerns on this project from any member of the commission? Hearing none, let me check with Ms. Gamero one more time. Ms. Gamero, any member of the public wishing to speak?
No members of the public have their hands up, Chair Pont.
All right, and no members of the commission have any further questions or concerns on this project? Seeing none, a motion at this point would be appropriate if someone cares to make one. I don't see any hands waving in the air to make a motion.
I'll give it a try. I make a motion to accept the project with the added conditions, which are conditions having added to the resolution that explicitly require the future design plans of any home to be reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission as part of a public hearing process.
Okay,
So I move to approve with those conditions.
okay. Determine that the project is exempt from CEQA and accept the findings. All right.
Correct.
With that, do we hear a second?
I
Commissioner
second.
Anderson? A second. Very good. Ms. Gamero, will you tally the votes, please?
Commissioner Segura,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rothfeld,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hale,
Yes.
and Chair Pont.
Yes. Well, that's it for public hearings tonight. That takes us to scheduled matters, of which there are none.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mr. Webb. We're down to department reports. Director DeRosa.
We will be having a meeting in 2 weeks. I believe that's, what is, getting my council, I just finished a council staff report, so I don't want to say the wrong day, the 15th of June. And then we will also be having a meeting, the first meeting in July. So a steady stream of cases coming through.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank
you.
In agenda forecast, the link for projects of interest to the community is available on the St. Helena City website. And with that, down to adjournment. So without any more recourse to talkie, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.